National Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day.
Okay, so I'll introduce you. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so today we are talking to Krista, who has graciously come to share her story as an athlete and as a woman. Krista, I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's, you know what, why don't we start with you and your journey the past year and a half. You've been going through so many different changes.
Yeah.
And I think that there's something to be told about resilience, and I would say that's totally you, if I could pick one word. So talk to me about what you've been up to for the past year and a half.
You know, as a little girl, I played soccer my entire life, and I got to a point where I was in university, and I said to myself that I didn't want to go right into the workforce right away after I was done school.
Yep.
And I wanted to try out the professional soccer thing. So I found myself really asking questions about, you know, how do I do this? Is this for me?
Yep.
Do I want to do it at all? And I tried it out. So I went to Italy. I played for a women's team there in Serie A.
Okay.
And I ended up getting bad news that my grandfather wasn't doing well.
Okay.
So I had to come back. And not only that, but there was a lot of contract negotiation that went on that I didn't really know about. And it was my first time dealing with that kind of thing.
Right.
And I didn't really have, you know, a person that would guide me or support me. And I didn't know anyone that had been there before.
Yep.
So it was a little bit difficult for me. And when I got home, I kind of gave up my dream, and just because of situational things. And I started to my administrative journey in soccer. So because I still wanted to be really close to it.
Yeah.
So I started working for Maple Sports Entertainment. I worked with the Toronto FC brand specifically because I'm a soccer girl.
Yep.
And I loved it. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I had so many amazing experiences to work with so many amazing teams. Manchester City, PSG, you know, the list goes on and on. Benfica, so many
That's
teams.
amazing.
Yeah, and I got to meet so many famous soccer players.
Right.
So
Any soccer fan's dream.
yeah,
Pretty much,
for
right?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, being a woman in a male-dominated industry, it was a really big eye-opener for me. Yeah, so even though I was working for Maple Sports Entertainment and I loved my position there, I always had, you know, this little person inside me saying, you need to live your dream.
Okay.
Yeah, so I learned contract negotiations, I learned about the business world of soccer, and I did it. I signed a contract in Norway with a professional women's team there in Division 1, and I did it.
Which is amazing. I remember following all of your
Yeah.
stuff. It was so good. You could tell you were really happy and in your element.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and now, you're
Now-
back, right?
I'm back.
Yeah, and are you thinking about playing soccer? Like,
I think that, you know, I've done the coaching thing, and right now, the reason why I came back is because I got injured. I have plantar fasciitis in my feet. So
Okay.
that was a huge kind of adversity thing I had to go through. It's not always easy going through, you know, I'm sure so many athletes go through that kind of adversity thing, but you just kind of have to learn to, you know, get past that and focus your energy on something more positive, and that can, you know, help you towards grow your future and stuff like that.
so maybe now you played at university, and did you love that experience?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, what did you like most about it?
I think that it was kind of an eye-opener at the beginning. It was definitely it was a huge transition from U18 to university. It was a huge difference.
In what way?
I just feel like the competitiveness, the environment, the amount of training, the amount of dedication, the amount of mental strength that you had to have was unbelievable.
Yes.
And it was a very positive shock for me. I had a great leader at Laurier. His name was Barry McLean. The assistant coach, Nikki Budulich, she was amazing as well. They just taught me so much discipline and so much commitment, and the skills are so transferable in life. And I think that's what I took most out of my soccer experience at university.
And so you said you had a female, she was your assistant coach?
No.
Oh, I thought you said
No, Nikki's a man.
Oh, sorry, Nikki. So we're gonna just go past
Okay,
that. Did you have any female coaches? So we'll start there.
I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
And would you wish that you did? Like now that there are not as many, I think there's definitely more that's growing with the females in sport, but do you think that it would be something that you wish you had?
Yeah, for sure. I know that female coaches are, you know, a minority, and I think because I never had a female coach, that's kind of driven me to become one.
Yeah.
I have coached little girls, and I find that it's been so beneficial to them because I was one of them at one point, right? So you're able to identify and relate to them on a different level than a male coach for sure.
And then being a female coach and helping these young girls, do you find that you have to kind of check in and figure out kind of who you are first and make sure that you're being that positive role model for them? Like what do you think?
Well, first of all, I've noticed a huge difference with male and female, for sure. I find that males are very more competitive, I want to say. So if I put a cone down as a coach and I'm saying, okay, everybody line up, all the boys are running towards that cone to be the first one. Right. Whereas the girls and the females, they take a step back and look at each other just to be like, oh, who's gonna go first?
Right. Or they have some questions.
Yeah, or have questions. Exactly, right. They question it, or they're more passive in a sense. So I've noticed that huge difference between the boys and girls. But me, I always try and promote a little bit of competitiveness. So with a simple drill like that, putting down the cone, next time the last girl has to do 5 push-ups. Right. So little things like that, and make a big difference. Some incentive. Exactly.
Now, when you were younger as an athlete, were you ever shy? I know okay.
I was really shy when I was little.
So for girls who are shy, that kind of stand on the outside or kind of look to their other teammates, do you think it's a bad thing or a good thing?
Yeah, I think that there's a little divide, and that girls think that if they're not showing qualities that are towards strength, they're being rude. I find that there's that. Yeah. So I think that just as a leader, male and female coaches need to indicate that it's okay to make a bad pass and you don't have to say sorry. Right. Or you don't have to apologize for making a mistake, because in soccer that happens. Right. So little things like that, I think that it needs to come from the leaders. Coaches like yourself or coaches like me, any coach out there, I think that making those little pointers would be really helpful for young girls, for sure.
Make them feel more comfortable, right? So I think maybe to your point, young girls just understanding that it's okay to make mistakes, and even if your coach yells at you, to understand that you're just human. And
exactly.
And then lastly, being that this is about females and supporting females, not just in sport but in general, what would you say to just women on a whole? Like if you could give advice to all women, what would you say?
I would say that we're all in this together. Life's not always perfect. There's a lot of things, intended, in the sense that not everything's always going to go your way. Yeah. Part of life is going through those struggles, and just to know that you're not alone in things like that is, I think, really powerful, because you are going through your silent struggle, I'm going through my silent struggle, and it goes for every other woman. But we're also in this together, so I think supporting each other and lending a ear for somebody to listen to is really helpful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Krista.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening to me.